Alright folks, I need to build something here on my green screen wall so that I can hang flags so that I can do TikTok videos. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that, but first I'm going to tell you why I do that. I'll put a link below that I'll put the timestamp below so that you can fast forward through all the why am I doing it part in case you just want to see how to do it. But here's why I'm doing it. So as you can see, I have a green screen wall here. It's just a wall painted with green paint, and that's what I normally use for my YouTube videos. I just stand in front of the green screen and I put in whatever background I want. Now I wanted to do that for TikTok, and you can see here's my normal YouTube videos. It's just me, and then I have whatever background picture on that. But to upload a video to TikTok and edit it is complicated. So that means you pretty much have to do it with your phone, your iPhone. And so in order to get away from editing, I needed to put something in the background. And so what I started to do was I put this this flag with skull and crossbones up, because I'm Pirate Stu, right? And I made all my videos with that. Now the problem is that these are all different videos, but they all look exactly the same. It's just my ugly mug wearing a black shirt, which is normally what I wear for my YouTube videos. And so what I did was I started wearing a different color shirt. But again, all these are in front of a black flag. And so I wanted to, I think one of the problems that I had was people would see these and the next video would come up and look exactly the same. They'd think they'd already seen my video, and so they would just scroll on by and keep going to the next video. So I started doing it with the different color shirts. That helped a little bit, helped me get a little bit more views, because people would go, oh, okay, that looks different than what I've seen before. But I think I put the flags up, and that will also help. Same thing with my videos here. If I go to my shorts and I scroll down to when I first started doing because I do my shorts videos at the same time I did my TikTok videos, you can see I started off with like 5,000 views, and then I was posting all these videos at the same time, and so, you know, like this video here has 19 views, 11 views, 12 views, 2.8 thousand views, or 2.8 thousand views. So what I learned was that number one, don't upload a bunch of videos at the same time. And I think one, maybe two a day gets me the most amount of views. But again, all these things look exactly the same. And so I started changing my shirt, and my views went up a little bit. You know, this in here has 5,000 views, 1.3 thousand, 2.6 thousand. So changing my shirt helped. You know, 2.5 thousand, 1.6, 1.2, 1.2. A lot of these have 1.2, 1.3 thousand views. But again, I think changing the background will also help these videos look different, to where when people go, oh, I saw this guy tell this joke. Most of my videos are like 17 seconds long, right? But you see this, you think you've already seen it. And so that's why I'm putting up the background, is because it's, number one, it's hard to edit a video and post it to TikTok, but I need it to look different each time so that people don't think they've seen the same video over and over again. Alright, so this is a 3-foot by 5-foot flag, and it's a little smaller than what I wanted, so I ordered a bunch of 4-foot by 6-foot flags, and those are all here. And so what I want to be able to do is I want to have something across the top where I can mount my flags to it. So I've got these little hooks here, and I'm going to insert those into this trim here across the top. And so I've got these little J hooks here. I'm going to screw those in. I want to make sure that these are basically 6 foot apart from each other, and the flag is kind of where I want it. So I'm going to mount the first one over there, and then the second one over here. about 6 inches on the outside of where this current flag is. That way I can center my 6-foot flag. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is I want to drill a hole, and the size of the hole needs to be slightly smaller than the screw I'm putting in there. So if I hold this drill bit in front of this shank, you can see it's about the size of the shank, but it's way smaller than what the threads are. You can still see the threads. And that's what I want. I just want to be able to guide this in real easily, but I still need to have plenty of material for the screw threads to grip into. Now, the reason for drilling a hole into my piece of trim here is, one, it makes it easier to screw this in, and number two, if I don't, I could potentially split my trim piece here, and I don't want to do that. So drilling this hole will, number one, make it easier, and it helps prevent any damage to that trim piece. Alright, so I'm going to start by measuring over to make sure that I'm at least 6 foot. That's 6 foot 1 inches right there. Now, since this trim is curved, I'm going to start drilling in flat to the curve, and then once I got it in just a little bit, I'll go ahead and tip it this way so I can drill up that way. And this way my drill bit doesn't walk all over the place on me. Alright, so what I've got next, this is a 3/4 inch by 6 foot wooden dowel. And so I'm going to take and I'm going to put my flag across here and staple it to this wooden dowel. And then I'm going to take these eye hooks, I'm going to put these in the end, and then I'll be able to take a piece of wire and wrap around here and then be able to attach it to the J hooks there at the top of my ceiling. So to do this, again, I don't want this wood to split, and I want to make it easier to turn this into the dowel. So I've got a little bit smaller size drill bit, and I'm going to just put this through the center. I really don't care if it's exact center or not, but obviously exact center would be ideal. And then I'm just going to turn this. If it gets hard to turn, you can always take anything like a nail or whatever's handy, like a drill bit, put it in here, and this will make it easier to turn. And then once I got one on both ends of these, I'm going to go back and we'll staple our flag to this. Alright, so I got my flag out here, my first flag, and so I'm going to line this up here, and I'm going to take my old rusty trusty staple gun, and I'm going to put a staple through here into the wood. That seemed to work pretty good. It's pretty dirty, but I'm just going to do that all the way down this flag to where every couple inches I've got another staple to hold this onto the wooden dowel. Alright, so I've got some multi-strand wire left over from a wiring project, and I'm going to use this for my wire. I'm just going to take some needle nose pliers, get one of these strands started loose here, and just peel it back, and when I get a long enough piece, we'll just cut it off. Now, to determine what's a long enough piece, I need to come down from that hook down to about the top of this flag here. So I'm going to measure from the top of the ceiling to this flag, and then add a couple, probably 3 or 4 inches on either side of that measurement to allow for twisting and stuff, so it's plenty long enough. Alright, so I am 12 inches down from the ceiling, my current flag. So I'm going to measure this out. It's about 12 to there. And then, like I said, I want enough to be able to twist on either side. So I'm going to cut this right about here. And then for the rest of these, I'll just keep unravel them till they get down to there, cut them, and then I'll have all my wire pieces. Now, you could use old speaker wire, some electrical wiring from a house, like from Romex or something. Whatever you got on hand. You could use a piece of string if you wanted to. Whatever you got. So, I got my wire here. I'm just going to put this through. Give this a twist or two. That's more than enough to hold up a little bitty silk flag. I'll do the same thing here on the other end, and then when I go to put it on the I hooks, the J hooks, all I got to do is lift it up and then bend this wherever I want the height to be. Alright, so as you can see, we've got our I hook here. We got our J hook up there. This is just bent. Easy to take on and off. Now I'm going to cut this wire right here, so that way I don't have those long pieces sticking out everywhere. And then we can take our other flag down. That painter's tape only holds for a day or two before it falls. So now all I got to do is staple a bunch more flags and a bunch more of these rods, and put some eye hooks in them, and then I'll just have this set up for every flag I own. And then when I want to change it, I'll just lift that up, unhook it, and then put the new one on. Alright, so I have 8 of these flags here done. I think you know, these things here tend to be kind of unwieldy, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an upgrade on these later, and I'm going to replace it with nylon fishing leaders. Next time I'm in the fishing department, I'm going to pick up a bunch of leaders, maybe that I can replace these with. Now, what I'll probably wait on that a little bit, because I don't know that all these flags I want to hang at the exact same height, because some of them have designs on them, and I may want that design to be lower or higher depending on where it is in relationship to my head and shoulders when I shoot my video. So at any rate, I might upgrade these later to nylon fishing leaders, if but we may leave it like this for the time being. At any rate, hopefully that gives you an idea on what to do if you need to upgrade your background for shooting videos.